I woke up that morning like it was any other day. The house was still, silent in that way a winter house can be. My sisters weren't home, and my dad was gone too. The only sounds were the usual creaks of the wood and the clock ticking on the wall. Normally, I don't notice them, but today, they felt heavier. Like the house was restless. It was cold. My nose stung from it when I pulled the blankets off. December in Bailey has a way of making you feel small against the mountains. I could see my breath in the air as I slid my feet to the floor. I shuffled to the kitchen, made toast, poured coffee. The smell filled the room, rich and smoky. For a while, it felt normal. Just me in the cabin, scrolling on my phone, thinking about the concert that night. But there was something. This strange weight sitting with me, like being watched, even though I was alone. I brushed it off, told myself it was just nerves. The day passed slowly. I drove into town to help set up for the concert. The roads were slick with snow, trees bending heavy under white. The mountains looked close, almost pressing in. Bailey always feels quiet, hidden, a place people pass through more than they stay. At the school gym, everything felt alive again. Friends laughing, cords tangled, chairs scraping the floor. Someone strumming a guitar wrong, another one dropping a mic stand. We teased each other, shared a bag of pretzels, even passed around a cup of cocoa that tasted like sugar water. It was perfect. I remember feeling excited, jittery, happy, like this was going to be a good night. But still, that feeling, like eyes on me. At one point I was standing in the hallway catching my breath, and I saw him, a man, at the far end, still, watching, face shadowed. When I blinked, he was gone. I shook my head, told myself it was just a parent, or a teacher, just me overthinking. But deep down, I knew. When I left school, the sky was bleeding into lavender and gold, the sun slipping behind the ridges, snow glowing faintly with that last light. I drove back, humming to the radio, the tires crunching over the frozen road. When I turned into my driveway, the headlights caught the house. It stood there, dark against the trees. Familiar, but not. I sat in the car a little too long, fingers tight on the wheel. My breath fogged the window. I whispered to myself, "You're fine. It's fine. Go inside." But the windows, they glinted in the fading light like eyes, watching. I stepped inside. Warm air touched my face, but it didn't comfort me. The house felt off. I set my bag down, keys in the little tray, boots on the mat. The clock ticked in the living room. I told myself to hurry, change, grab food, head back to the concert. But then, a sound. Not the house settling, not the clock. Something else. A shuffle, a boot against the floor. My breath caught. My chest tightened. I whispered to myself, "Maggie, Maggie," like saying my own name would keep me steady. Told myself maybe it was family home early. Maybe I imagined it. But then, another sound. Louder. Closer. And I knew. I wasn't alone. I moved slowly toward the kitchen, trying not to make a sound. My reflection in the window looked strange, eyes wide, not mine anymore. And then I saw them. A figure, dark clothes, face shadowed, another and another. 3. My stomach dropped. My heart pounded so loud I thought they'd hear it. The floor creaked under me. Their heads snapped up. They saw me, voices sharp, demanding. I couldn't understand the words, just the threat in them. One of them moved closer. That's when I smelled it. Gasoline. Strong. Sharp. Choking, filling the air. My stomach turned. My skin prickled. I realized this wasn't just a break-in. They weren't just here to steal. They were here to burn. One grabbed me, his glove rough against my arm. He yanked me back. My feet scraped the floor. My nails dug into the wood. I screamed. The sound cracked through the house but went nowhere. No neighbors close enough. Just the trees. Just the mountains. And then I heard it. A flick, a hiss, a flame. The fire caught fast. Gasoline doesn't wait. Orange leapt across the floor. Heat slammed against me like a wall. The smoke was instant, thick, black, crawling down my throat. I coughed hard, lungs burning. My eyes watered, stung. The men shouted to each other, frantic, urgent. They weren't calm anymore. They hadn't planned it this way. The fire grew. The house groaned. I thrashed against his grip, kicked, clawed. I begged, please, please, don't. But my voice was swallowed by the roar of flames. The heat was unbearable. My skin screamed. My chest clenched. Every breath was smoke. Every inhale, knives. The walls cracked. Glass shattered. Memories burned. The fire consumed everything. The photos, the curtains, the rug under my feet, and me. Time slowed. Seconds stretched like hours. My vision blurred, tunneled. I saw their faces half lit by firelight, hard, focused, unfamiliar. I thought of my sisters, of my dad, of the concert I'd never make it to. The smoke pressed down on me. I coughed until I couldn't anymore. The fire roared louder. The house shuddered, and then darkness. But even here, in the dark, I wasn't gone. Not completely. I stayed, tethered. I watched as the flames died to embers, as investigators walked through, flashlights cutting the smoke. I wanted to scream, to tell them, to point, to name, but I couldn't. The men had slipped away into the night. No names, no faces, just shadows. So I wait. I wait in the silence, in the ash. I wait with the truth burning inside me. Because they're still out there, and I am still here, waiting. They took my life, but not the truth. And the truth is still out there, waiting. Don't look away. You've heard my voice. You've walked through my last night. But this story isn't finished. The men who came into my house, they're still out there. And maybe you know something. Maybe you've seen something. If you have, you can give me back my voice. 'Cause I can't rest until the truth is spoken. And now, I'm asking you, what do you believe happened to me that night?